Okay, I'm going to read a quote from Booker T. Washington. I've become a fan of his for many reasons. And I know that in what's called the conscious community, there's this ongoing conversation about the difference between W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington and who's your favorite. And we have every right to do that. I like Booker T. Washington. So I'm going to read a quote of his. In later years, I confess that I do not envy the white boy, as I once did. I have learned that success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life, as by the obstacles which he has overcome while trying to succeed. Looked at from this standpoint, I almost reached the conclusion that often the Negro boy's birth in connection with an unpopular race is an advantage so far as real life is concerned. With few exceptions, the Negro youth must work harder and must perform his task even better than a white youth in order to secure recognition. But out of the hard and unusual struggle through which he is compelled to pass, he gets a strength, a confidence that one misses, whose pathway is comparatively smooth by reason of birth and race, end quote. And I love this quote because as a targeted individual, I have to try so hard to accomplish goals, really small goals. And I'm going to give a couple examples. Being handled viciously, tortured 24 hours a day, my connection with myself in terms of choosing the vocabulary to talk to myself about what I will do. I get interference. I'm told what to do all day like I'm a slave, and by other slaves. They're quite grotesque, these people. So an example would be I would wake up in the morning to make coffee so I could have the energy to work hard against torture and accomplish goals that I have to do in the first place. Gardening, like just now, I was told to choose gardening. I was originally going to say something about having fish tanks. I try to take care of my fish the way I want to take care of them. I've been growing plants, and I've decorated my fish tanks in different ways. I changed the fish tank. I use the water from the fish tank for our plants and flowers in the garden and the house plants. I tried to be responsible in terms of environmental decisions on how I can be an environmentalist. A lot of these decisions are taken away from me due to torture. So I have to fight even harder in taking care of my fish tank. Something that is incredibly easy for someone who's not tortured and is not a slave of this technology. Another example, exercise. I went for a walk this morning, and there's something on my beta's tail. I wonder what that is. I wasn't there earlier. Okay, so I go for a walk, and I'm mind controlled to believe I'm tired and I can't breathe. This is an ongoing black misogynist hatred towards me to ruin my life and destroy it. So I have to fight really hard with these overseers. And I didn't complete the goal, but I did try. At least I got out and I did walk this morning. So I'm trying to stay fit and strong so I can have a healthy future. And they interfere with that. Accomplishing an art career. I've sold my artwork locally in the community, and this is while I'm tortured. So for someone like me to complete a painting, it is a big deal versus the other artists in the community that are not tortured 24 hours a day. right now my brain's being interfered with. I have brain damage, in fact, so I have to really try hard to have a life. Um, I don't want to be disconnected from my community. I'm refusing that. I live here. I live in Kettering, and that's not going to change. They're trying to mind control me to believe that I'm not part of this community. I actually am, so I fight really hard to represent myself and my companion. I grew 1,200 tulips. I dug up most of the soil and put most of the tulip bulbs in, and it was, I mean, neighbors from around this area were in awe. I've never seen so much love for this property and this home, and it's because I said I was going to grow as many tulips as I can. I'm going to do it next year. And they interfered with that. They made me sick and nauseous. I was forced to vomit, and I kept going. One of the things that they do is to make my brain dizzy. I get a mind-controlled electric shocks to my brain, forced bowel movements, and vomiting. This is while I'm gardening. Other gardeners in the community don't go through this. I know they don't, because I can tell the difference. But I try my best. Right now, we've had rain, and when it rains, you can pull your weeds easier. So I'm pulling weeds. I mean, torture doing that just to pull weeds. You know, other people are pulling their weeds. They're gardening. You know, I have to go through so much just to accomplish something. So I appreciate this quote. Thank you for listening.